Well, I'm from southeastern Pennsylvania originally, from Westchester, so always been a guy from the area, and grew up in a swimming family. Both of my coaches are, or both my parents, excuse me, are well-known coaches in the area, and swimming's been a huge part of my life since before I can remember. So, um, that being said, it wasn't my original career choice. Out of college, I did some public accounting, which is a great job for if you're a public accountant. But for me, it was probably the worst possible career choice. So now I'm where I belong and making an impact on the kids. I was really pumped because the more I had thought about it, I really thought that I could come in and make an impact right away here, and it felt like a real comfortable. It was a comfortable fit based on where I had been previously, and I knew it was a transition that would put me in a position to have success right away. So I was feeling really excited and obviously blessed to have the opportunity to be here at Albright. I think, to be perfectly honest, I'll probably learn more about being a head coach from my parents and just watching them go through the process over so many seasons, winter and summer. That's really advice, or excuse me, not advice, but experience that I really wouldn't trade for anything. And being able to understand the challenges that you face at such an early age makes you able to appreciate what it is the coaches are doing on a day-to-day basis. And it's kind of like a waterfall effect. Being aware of things at a younger age really allowed me to appreciate all the different details that were going into the day-to-day activities of the head coach. And it's something that I've been paying attention to for a long, long time. The first time we met with the teams, we really laid out the season plan and discussed what my philosophies as a coach were. And to sum it up as simply as possible, we really believe in getting as strong and athletic as possible outside of the pool so that we can translate that athleticism into the pool. And from there, it's really just a matter of making sure that we put our kids in the best possible position every day to have success. This year, our two captains are Alex Bauer and Ricky Sutton, and I'm expecting big things from both of them come the end of the year. Ricky is the returning conference champion in the 500 and mile, so he's got some high expectations, and he owns the conference records in both of those events, and he's looking to lower them pretty significantly this year. Alex is a huge part of all of our relays and one of our top sprinters and butterflyers. So Alex is really going to have to step up from week to week and take on the top team, or excuse me, the opposing team's top sprinter, which is a very challenging role to have. But Alex is more than prepared for it and has the talent to really be successful at it as well. I would say that our biggest breakthrough performer this year is probably going to be Ken Richardson. Ken Richardson is a sophomore who also plays on the tennis team, but Ken has really refocused and rededicated himself to changing his strokes and even his overall body to really put himself in the best position to have success. And come the end of the year, I think he's going to be in strong contention for 200 IM league championship and be very competitive in the breaststroke events as well. Well, I believe that we've really established already a pretty strong program and put it in place basically so that if you come into the program at the beginning and you have the opportunity to work through the program every day, that's going to take you to where you need to go by the end of the season. But it's really a lot more complicated than we have probably time for in this conversation. But essentially, the best way to think of it is, these guys have their dual meets all year long, and they train all year long, and they do all that for 3 days. 3.5 days in the middle of February, and it all comes down to that meet. So making sure that we put ourselves in the best possible position to have success at that time, strengthening ourselves mentally as much as physically so that we can handle the pressure of the championship meet and be able to deliver when the lights come on at night, if you will. And that's really our number one focus in preparing the team for the end of the season, is making sure that the conference championship is where our hearts and minds lie. Our captains on the women's side are Amanda Osterland and Gwen Steffen. Amanda is returning champion in the 500, and she was second in the mile last year. She was unfortunately disqualified in the 400 IM last year, but she posted, I think, the fastest time of the meet in the 400 IM. Gwen is a distance and mid-distance freestyler who will be asked to take on some new roles this year. She'll be expected to deliver for us in the 50 free and the 100 free, which she hasn't been asked to do in the past. And both of those girls have great leadership capability, and it's really a matter of them making sure that we keep everybody in line and that everybody is constantly moving towards the team's goals. Liz Muller is another senior, and Liz is an extremely talented swimmer from an extremely talented high school program. I'd really like to try to help Liz get to the level that she's been in the past, and I'd like to see her make some improvements. But the biggest thing for Liz is really just making sure that she comes in every day and she has the opportunity to compete with the girls on the team, and making sure that she takes advantage of each day to get better, and she'll definitely get there. Caitlin Heising is another senior on the team. She was 4th place in the 200 backstroke last year, one of our backstroke specialists, very competitive swimmer. Expect big things from her at a conference as far as scoring points, finaling in 3 events, and really helping this team chase a championship. We have 2 freshmen, Lily Ritter and Alex Trago. Both are going to be pleasant surprises this year. I think as they go through the program, they're going to make improvements they didn't think were possible. And in the sophomore class, Sam Hand is one of our best distance swimmers on the women's side, and she will be very competitive for us in the 500 and the mile come conference. And in the junior class, we have Allie Peters, who is our only junior girl, and Allie's going to get the opportunity to swim some different events this year, and I think it's really going to help her blossom into a bigger role player as the season goes on. So obviously our first goal every year is to win the conference championship, but this team over the past few years has had a taste of competing at the national level at NCAA championships, and that's really the direction that I believe that the team should be moving in the future. I think if we're able to recruit the right kinds of kids and we're able to expose the program to that national level, that things will start to steamroll into building towards being a contender at that national level. It's my expectation and hope that within the next few years we'll start to have a more consistent presence at the national level, and part of that starts with taking care of business at home within the conference. And when you're able to have that success at the conference level, it helps expose your team to more attention, which is a big help in recruiting. And from there, if we recruit the right kids and we have the right type of program for those kids, when they get here, things just start rolling. First, I just want to say that our prayers will be with the Ryan family for the rest of the season and for the years to come. Matt was a huge role player on this team, both from an emotional leadership and work ethic standpoint, and he contributed on the scoreboard as well, a very talented swimmer. It's a challenge every day. I think our team has done a really good job of supporting each other and really understanding and giving everybody the individual attention or space that they need, and we've really been able to use it as a good bonding experience, which is unfortunate but beneficial. And I think our staff has done a really good job of kind of keying in on the individuals that need attention and making sure that everyone is continuing to put themselves in the best position to have success. It's been a challenge for me as far as having it happen so soon after getting here. I haven't really had, at that time, I didn't have the relationships to really make the impact that I think I could have made on some of the individuals. But we're moving forward every day, and we're strengthening those relationships as the season is going on, and I believe that we're stronger because of it in the end.